Life insurance policies may not be great party conversation, but do you know the facts that could save your family financially? I found 7 misconceptions about term life insurance and some of your most common questions. We're talking life insurance facts today on Let's Talk Money.
Beat that.
Make money.
Make your money work for
Creating
you.
the financial future you deserve.
Let's Talk Money.
Joseph Hogue with the Let's Talk Money channel here on YouTube. I want to send a special shout out to everyone in the community. Thank you for taking a part of your day to be here. If you're not part of that community yet, just click that little red subscribe button. It's free and you'll never miss an episode. So I'll admit, I never thought much about life insurance until my mid-30s when I started a family, but researching for this video really opened my eyes. The fact is that most people know almost nothing about insurance policies, and I found some surprising facts and some outright myths about life insurance. That's why I'm teaming up with Quotacy, the country's leading broker for buying life insurance online, to help see through some of these life insurance misconceptions. Over the next 3 videos, we'll be looking at exactly how much life insurance you need, how much it costs, and how to get the lowest premiums by shopping your life insurance policy online. Quotacy has built out an online process that really takes the guesswork out of insurance. The application takes less than 5 minutes and then gets shopped around over 20 carriers for the best policy. In fact, you'll be able to get estimates on your premium in seconds with their pre-application process. The team at Quotacy works on salary instead of commission, so it's there to find you the best policy, not the one with the fattest kickback. I'll cover more about Quotacy later, but I want to get to those life insurance misconceptions, so for now I'll leave a link in the video description below to learn more and to check your rate. So let's get to some of those biggest misconceptions and the facts about life insurance policies, and then some of those basic questions about insurance. Now I'll leave a clickable index of the facts and questions in the video description below if you want to see what we're going to be covering. Now, the most surprising thing that I found was that people tend to overestimate the cost of insurance. A 2018 study by the Life Insurance and Market Research Association found that people tend to think life insurance costs over 3 times more than it actually does. 44% of millennials overestimate the cost by as much as 5 times. In a 2015 Insurance Barometer study, people were asked to estimate the cost of a life insurance policy for a healthy 30-year-old and then estimated between $400 to $1,000 a year. Actual cost of that policy, less than $200 a year. Now what's bad here is that 63% of Americans say price is the reason that they don't buy life insurance. So there's a disconnect. People aren't buying life insurance because of the cost, but they're way off on what that actual cost is. Now a disturbing trend that I found was that fewer employers are actually offering coverage to their workers. It seems employee insurance coverage is going the way of the pensions and the dodo. In 2017, less than half of employers offered life insurance as a worker benefit. That's down 23% since 2006, and it's something that's been trending lower for decades. 4 in 10 Americans don't have life insurance coverage either through an individual plan or through their work. Now take this with the fact that almost 1 in 5 spouses has no idea how much coverage their significant other has, and you can see that we're setting ourselves up for a huge financial burden. More than a third of households, so 35%, say that they'd feel a financial burden within 30 days of the death of a primary earner. Now the average funeral costs between $7,000 and $10,000, so when you consider that most people say they don't have enough saved to cover a $1,000 emergency expense, any loss of income is financial ruin. So some pretty shocking facts about life insurance, but what are those basic questions about insurance that we all need to know? Again, until my 30s, I had absolutely no idea, and even after about a decade of having insurance, I still knew very little about what it meant. So I reached out to the team at Quotacy to ask my questions about insurance. What's the difference between certain types and how exactly does it work? My first question, what's the difference between term and permanent life insurance? How is whole life and universal different from term life policies? So term life is the most common type of insurance and the best for families in most situations. The policy covers you over a period of years, anywhere from 5 to 40 years, and you can pick your coverage amount. It's designed to replace that income if a wage earner or even if a stay-at-home parent dies and you need help paying for those expenses. On the other hand, permanent life insurance, the most common types here are those whole life or universal policies, and this covers you for your entire life. It can build up a cash value, and it's a good option for high net worth families that want to leave it as part of an estate, but it's a way more expensive than term life. So again, usually term life is the best option here because it's less expensive and you really only need coverage for as long as you're earning an income or you're taking care of your family. So here's a question my wife had about premiums. Do term life premiums increase and by how much each time? Now in a term life policy, your premiums, so that amount you pay each month or year, stay the same for the entire period. That means if you sign up for a 5-year policy, a 5-year term, they're guaranteed to stay the same for those 5 years. If you buy a 25-year policy, then they'll be the same for those 25 years. Now, the premium on a 25-year policy is going to be more than that 5-year term because you're locking in the insurance company for almost 3 decades. The thing is here, after that 5 or 10-year policy term ends, your premiums might go up. So it's a matter of paying a little more to lock in your premiums for that longer time, or saving money now by maybe paying more in the future. Now, one note here, and this is one that kind of bit me because I waited so long to get life insurance myself. Your premiums are based on your age and other factors like your health. So that usually means the younger you start, the lower your premiums are going to be, and you can lock in those premiums in a longer term policy. Wait until you're older to start your premiums, and they're going to be higher from the start. Now, one of the biggest questions I had before getting insurance was, do I really have to get that medical exam? So the fact is here, yes, you do usually need to get a medical exam to get a life insurance policy. Now, I know it's a pain, but an exam is just going to help the insurance company assess your health, and it's your best bet on getting the lowest possible premium. But think about it. All those life insurance policies advertising no medical exam, they have no way of knowing your health risks, so they're going to be charging more to cover that uncertainty, more premiums. You might be healthy, but your premiums go to pay the benefit on everyone insured by that company, by that policy, so you're bound to have a lot of people that didn't want to take the exam, but for good reason, because they were in poor health and it's going to cost everyone more money. Now, some companies have started to waive those medical exams for people in a certain age range, younger people, typically 50 and under, but this is still far the exception rather than the rule. I know that exam is a pain, but this is actually good for you because it's going to help make sure that you're in that right policy group, getting a good premium rather than that higher risk-adjusted premium for the uncertainty that the insurance company has to manage. Now, a question I got from Mark G right here in the YouTube community, it was, what happens if I outlive my insurance policy? What happens if I outlive that term policy? So the easy answer here is just that your coverage expires at the end of term life insurance. You can apply for another term or convert it into permanent life insurance, but thinking about this, it really kind of changed the way I look at life insurance. A lot of people don't buy insurance because they don't think they'll need it. They roll the dice, saving a little each month, thinking the odds are pretty long that something's going to happen to them and they're going to need those policies. It's the same with car insurance or insurance on your home, right? But you don't buy car insurance because you think you're going to need it. You don't sign those papers and then start driving like a bat out of hell trying to cash in on that policy. You actually hope you won't need to use it, but you want that peace of mind and the protection against that what-if scenario. It's the same thing with life insurance. I sincerely hope I will outlive my insurance. I hope to get to 65, my term policy expires, and I'm no longer covered. Hell, maybe I'll tack on another 10-year premium onto that and hope I outlive that as well. But I've got that policy to protect my family if the other scenario happens. I know they won't have to worry about money after losing me. So besides all this, the facts about how many people aren't covered and some of those myths around life insurance policies, it seems even many of the people that are covered may not have enough. While 6 in 10 Americans have some type of life insurance, almost half, 47%, have less than $100,000 in coverage. Now that might seem like a lot, but the basic rule is to have about 10 times your annual salary. Remember, we're not just talking about the $10,000 to pay for burial expenses or to help you pay for those living expenses for a few years. Your family could be out of your income for decades. That means not only having living expenses, but also helping saving for those college expenses as well. The upside in all of this, and I promise there is an upside, is that it's becoming easier to shop around for life insurance and then get the coverage you need. 6 in 10 baby boomers report finding information about coverage online, and half of all Americans have either bought or looked for information about life insurance online. Not only are the online marketplaces becoming the place to find information, but it's a great way to shop your insurance around to get that best rate possible. Now, life insurance isn't something that you can wait on, and it's not the huge cost that most people think it is. Quotacy makes it easy to get your pre-application quote to see how affordable life insurance can be, and then the team works with you to shop your policy around. So I'm leaving a link in the video description below so you can learn more. We're here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with the best videos on beating debt, making more money, and making your money work for you. If you've got a question about money, just subscribe to the channel and ask it in the comments below. We'll make sure you get an answer in a future video.